Hello, and welcome along to the first in a series of videos where I'm going to be looking at setting up and configuring the second version of the Chocolatey Quick Deployment environment. So first of all, what is the Chocolatey Quick Deployment environment? So here on the chocolatey.org website, if we click on solutions, then you'll see that there's an entire section dedicated to understanding what the Chocolatey Quick Deployment environment is. So in a nutshell, the QDE image is a single virtual machine appliance that you can import into the hypervisor of your choice. So whether you're using VMware, whether you're using Hyper-V, whether you're using ESXi, you can take the base image that you can get from the sales folks at Chocolatey, and you can download and install it into that hypervisor. And what it does is what it ships is a complete configured environment for running Chocolatey and the commercial aspects of Chocolatey. So it will include things like a repository server for your packages. It will include a CI/CD pipeline for both the creation of Chocolatey packages and also for the automatic updating and internalizing of those packages from something like the Chocolatey community repository. It also includes a full installation of Chocolatey Central Management, and all of those things are pre-installed and pre-configured on the QDE base image, ready for you to immediately start to make usage of. Now, on chocolatey.org, there is also comprehensive information and documentation about how you can set up each of those individual components within your own organizational infrastructure. So if that's something that you need to do and QDE as a single base image isn't a good fit for you, and the documentation absolutely is there to set each of those things up in the exact way that you need it to be. But for initial proof of concepts, say you're currently going through a trial of the Chocolatey commercial features, using something like QDE is a great way to get up and running quickly without having to spend time doing the other parts of the installation and setup. It immediately starts letting you use some of those business features to see what that business value is, so that then you can decide whether you want to move forward with a license or not. And also what we recommend is that, and it's mentioned up here in the warning, is that this solution targets environments with around about 1,000 nodes. If you're over 1,000 nodes in your environment, you may want to think about expanding out and to have separate components on separate machines being maintained and updated independently. Okay, so that's kind of the cutoff that we look at. Now, the other thing I will point out, and it is mentioned in the documentation, is with regard to upgrading QDE. So obviously we've shipped a QDE v1 and this is QDE v2. There isn't an upgrade path directly from a QDE v1 image to a QDE v2 image, and that's solely based on the fact that we're shipping a complete appliance. So there is no direct upgrade path. It is possible to upgrade the individual components on the QDE image. So if, say, you wanted to upgrade CCM, or you wanted to upgrade Jenkins, or you wanted to upgrade Nexus that's installed on there, you absolutely can do that, but there's no direct upgrade path of the entire QDE image. So if you're already up and running with QDE v1 and you're happy, then I would say stick with that. If you haven't used QDE v1 yet, or you haven't fully set up QDE v1, then we have taken some of the lessons that we learned from the creation of QDE v1 and moved them into QDE v2. So some of the issues around setting up of SSL for Jenkins, for example, that has been remediated within the QDE v2 base image. So if you're not fully up and running yet, I would recommend that you use QDE v2, but if you've moved past some of those known issues with QDE v1, then there's nothing to stop you upgrading the individual components on that QDE base image ready to go. So this series of videos is going to be me walking you through how to set up and configure the base image in the hypervisor that you have access to. So in my instance, I'm running on a Mac here, so I've pre-downloaded the OVF appliance and the VMDK versions of QDE, and I'll walk through how we can get those set up and configured within my setup here, and I'll walk through the setup, the little bit of setup and configuration that's required for the individual components to make everything up and running. So that's the idea of this series of videos. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.